Blind veteran Norman Nordstrom has been hanging out for quite some time in a detached lodge. He lives with a little kid and has reproduced the family taken from him by an intoxicated driver. Their calm coexistence is before long broken when a gathering of uncalled-for hoodlums seizes her. Welcome back, Holly Recaps. 8 years after the occasion of the main film, Norman Nordstrom lives in relative isolation with his 11-year-old girl Phoenix and his pet Rottweiler Shadow in the rotting rural areas of Detroit. Norman lets Phoenix know that they used to have another house, which was torched in a fire, and that her mom kicked the bucket in that fire. Norman gets a week-after-week staple stock drop from his companion and previous armed force officer companion Hernandez. Hernandez, who is Norman's just association with the society, persuades a hesitant Norman to let her take Phoenix with her to get things done around so she can have a break from the house. While getting things done together, Hernandez stops at a corner store to refuel. Phoenix is trapped by a gangster in the corner store's restroom. Be that as it may, Shadow frightens the man off. However, he provides the request to the pack to follow Phoenix back home. Subsequent to dropping off Phoenix, Hernandez is trapped and killed by the pack, who continue to go to Norman's home. The posse draws Shadow away and kills him. Norman, who suspects something ended up shadowing him since his food bowl is still full, goes outside to search for him, while the posse quietly breaks into the house to capture Phoenix. Norman finds Shadow dead from a slug wound. Understanding that Shadow was shot, he goes to the house to protect it. A battle results in Norman and the gangsters. Ultimately, the posse chief Raylan appears and tells Phoenix, who is stowing away with Norman, that he is her genuine dad, affirming it by showing the two of them have a dash of white hair in the right half of their head. It is uncovered that 8 years earlier, Phoenix's home was torched in light of the fact that a meth lab in the storm cellar detonated. Phoenix's dad was promptly arrested after the blast and condemned to 8 years in jail for different wrongdoings. Norman tracked down Phoenix oblivious while looking at the consumed house with Shadow, and he brought her to his back home to satisfy his longing of having a little girl once more. Her dad acknowledged Phoenix was as yet alive subsequent to seeing her leave blossoms for her mom's remembrance at the consumed house. A tangled Phoenix attempts to take off but is thumped oblivious by Raoul, a gangster. In the meantime, Phoenix's dad releases his canine on Norman, who is hesitant to kill it and chooses to trap it in the storage room, all things considered. The group chooses to torch the house, then continues to drive away with Phoenix caught. Unbeknownst to them, Norman lets the canine out of the storage room and the two of them figure out how to get away from the consuming house. Outside, Norman finds Hernandez's van and arms himself with a few weapons in it, then chains the canine so it can lead him to the group's area. At the PAC's HQ, Phoenix's dad uncovers that her genuine name is Tara. She's then acquainted with her mom, alive but in critical condition. Tara's mom makes sense of that a long time back. She committed an error cooking a group of meth, prompting the blast. The synthetic switch came about because of the fire ravaged her inside organs, prompting her ongoing condition. It is then uncovered that the pack chose to grab Tara just to have a criminal specialist extricate her heart to relocate it to her mom since Tara is her main family member. After several medications, Tara takes her to a rough working room, where the specialist clarifies that due to the absence of legitimate hardware, he'll need to eliminate Tara's heart while she is completely cognizant. A power outage prevents the specialist from separating the heart. Raylan sends Raoul and the remainder of his group to research the storm cellar, where they're trapped by Norman, who takes them out individually. Raoul, being the sole survivor, concludes he would rather not participate in Tara's killing and favors Norman, guiding him toward where she is. Norman ambushes the gathering, killing the specialist first. A fight between him and Raylan results, where the dad unintentionally shoots Tara's mother, killing her. Norman then, at that point, gouges the dad's eyes out and leaves him for dead. A weepy and seriously harmed Norman lets Tara know that all that her dad said was valid. He admits his wrongdoings, including murder and assault, and advises her to take off from him. Raylan, who had to endure the battle, astonishments, and wounds Norman in the stomach. Before he's ready to polish him off, Tara kills him with a blade. Tara endeavors to assist Norman and lets him know she with Canning save him, to which he answers you as of now have prior to passing on. Tara passes on the logic and heads to a haven she had seen toward the start of the film. She considers kids playing and acquaints herself with being Phoenix. Subscribe and share.